Uggy, back in the olden days, bikers and booze were synonymous. Nowadays, I've never met another biker who doesn't drive cars, so bikers are pretty much like on the bitches. Anywho, I got myself an Airstill. You have to make sure these are actually ones set for doing spirits. This one is. It is basically, you know, the hillbilly stuff you get with the stills, you know, all the copper pipes and shit. Dangerous, goes bang. This is the modern version. It's not as efficient as one of those pot stills or copper stills. It is, however, really fucking easy. There is two buttons. One you don't actually need to touch, and the other one is just off and on. That is all you got to do. You make up your wash. Your wash is alcoholic water. It's where you get, for example, not that I've done too much of it recently. For example, if you've got a 26 or 25 litre container, you'll put in 6 kilos of sugar and you'll make it up with a bit of yeast at 25 Celsius until you've got about 25 litres of your fermentable, which is sugar and water. After a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, if you're using turbo yeast, it'll take 3 to 4 days to turn that into an alcoholic wash. You then put 4 litres at a time into here. You turn the on button. And that's it. You put a container and you catch it. You would get from a 4 litre wash, I did the calculations earlier, if you take out 700 ml, it'll be around 70% alcohol. If you leave it and keep going until you've got 1.3 litres, that'll give you nearly vodka strength, about 40% alcohol. Or you can just take out 800 ml and then just dilute it with water. But the cons, I've no idea how much electric it uses. It's basically a very small heating element in the bottom and an electric fan at the top. All this complication stuff with these big ass stills, the biggest hassle with them is trying to adjust the temperature to keep it at approximately 68 degrees Celsius, which is what you need for distilling alcohol. This does it all for you. It is so easy. It is literally a case of you make up your wash, you stick it in the iron cupboard for a few days, you clear the wash so it's fairly clear. You can use carbon clear to do that, and Finings to do that if you want to. You don't have to. You could just get a bottle of wine, chuck it in here, and distill that into spirits, which I did. It was nice. Yeah, I did the 25 litres, my experiment, and I ended up with 7.5 litres, well, 7.5 to 8 litres of 30 plus alcohol spirits. So, yeah, it works. To the point where I'm now got another experiment in the iron cupboard, 25 litres. Why am I doing such a big batch? Why the fuck not? A bag of brown sugar cost me, this is white sugar doing this. I'm now experimenting with brown sugar. Brown sugar cost me 55p per half kilo. That's £1.10 for a kilo, 6 kilos go in, bit of yeast, hot water, and the grand total, plus I'm buying the turbo products, which are, it's turbo yeast and turbo carbon. This way it ferments faster and it removes a lot of the negative elements from it. You also get your finings, which means it helps to clean it into a clearer product. So that cost £7. So the total cost of my 25 litres in the iron cupboard, maybe brown sugar at the moment, is about £26.40, £26.50. And from that, I should get, theory, hopefully, and rum-ish kind of flavour, I should get about 8 litres of 35% alcohol. And I think, oh, £26 is expensive. Not when you consider that even box standard vodka costs 20 quid a litre. And this is going to work out, I don't know, 2 quid a litre, maybe, or 3 quid at the most. And the biggest benefit to me, other than the fact I'm bored, is I know exactly what's gone into it. Sugar, yeast, water, and some of the carbon bits from the turbo products, as opposed to the crap you buy in the supermarkets. Let's put it this way. It's a fact that a lot of the time when you buy meat in the supermarket, it is not what it says. I'm not talking about being blessed by Muslim priests. I'm talking it's not always chicken, it's not always pork, it's not always beef. I joked one time about having a Russian tattoo on my pork joint. That wasn't a joke. So it's nice to know that what I've got, what I'm drinking, is exactly what it's supposed to be. As opposed to the vodka you're getting, which contains a lot of chemicals that they don't put on the label. So yeah, the Airstill. I bought it from a company called lovebrewing.co.uk. It was a package deal. It cost, you can buy them separate for about 100 quid. I got it as part of a kit. There was a few bits missing from the kit, like plastic lids and whatever. Nothing major. It got to me within, I think, 48 hours, a day and a half. So, it does make really, really good spirits. I'm not going to put me hydrometer in there to show you the strength of it, because this way I can say, honestly, officer, it's water. I didn't really use an Airstill to distill my own alcohol. I mean, that the government doesn't give a shit about the IRA running the entire country, blowing the crap out of the place, and controlling all the imports and putting false labels on food. They don't care about the Americans running everything and making everyone starve to death because they control all the food, energy, medicine, information, pretty much everything. But they do get pissy if you make spirits. So, time for a drink.